Hey, welcome to Loveable AF. I'm Grateful Sherry. Welcome to Inspired Sunday. So it is Father's Day today, and I wanted to talk about stop going to the shoe store to try to buy your groceries. So sometimes, right, parent relationships with your parents, they don't go the way that you want them to. It's not like set up how you would prefer it, or sometimes you can never get your needs met there, like whatever it is, right? I know some people who've unfortunately had to like cut ties with their parents just due to like unhealthiness and stuff like that. And so if that's the case, what I want to say is good for you, because here's the deal. If you're always, so let's say pretend groceries is getting love and care from your parent, and it never happens. It never fulfills that need for you. It never, ever works. You keep trying and you keep trying and you keep trying, and you want it to work, right? Which we all do. We all want our moms and we all want our dads to be the kind of moms and dads that we wish for. And here's the thing. Your parents are human. They may or may not show up the way that you want them to. But here's the coolest news, is if you're looking for some specific relationship, like going back to the thing of groceries, is you can actually find someone who can show up for you that way in your life, who shows up for you continuously, consistently, who provides you the things that it is that you want. Sometimes it can be a step parent. Sometimes it can be a grandparent. I know that for me, it was like this, I had this like lightning strike, because my dad and I are not super close, but he's a great guy. But there was always some stuff as far as like how I wanted my dad to be. And I struggled with it for a really long time. And I was on a coaching call, and she's like, well, okay, it's feeling a little bit like maybe you need to get permission from somebody in your family, like maybe your dad. And I'm like, I can't imagine that, you know? And she's like, well, how about any other figures? And I was like, it hit me. It was like a bolt of lightning. Oh God, this might make me cry. My grandpa has been there for me every step of the way my entire life. He shows up for me. He showed up for all my stuff, you know, in school. He showed up for Maceo's stuff. That's my son. He showed up for his soccer games. I mean, he is there, right? And in a lot of ways, he's always provided exactly what I thought, like what I had hoped for and wished for from a dad. And this isn't to say anything bad about my dad, but it's just not the kind of relationship, right? I keep trying to get those groceries, but shoes is what I can get there, right? And that's not bad, it's just different. And so when I started pulling back and shifting my relationship and thinking of it more like he's a fun uncle, and you know, he shows up and he's fun and he's great and he's nice, and you know, and then we move along, right? But we're not super close. We don't talk all the time. We don't see each other all the time. But see, for me, a parent, especially like now that I have a kid, like I can't imagine not seeing him as much as possible, even when he's old, right? Like, right? I would want to go on trips together. I would want to see him a lot. Like, that would be a goal for me. Like, I see my mom multiple times a week. We travel together. Our whole families, like my family, you know, and then her and her husband, we all travel together. And that's the kind of relationship I was thinking. And then I was like, it hit me. I'm like, my grandpa has done that for me my whole life. And what if you can get those needs met, and it doesn't have to be from your parent? If that relationship is hard, or if it's difficult, or if it's prickly, or if there's old traumas, or whatever it is, you can find, or maybe you've lost that parent, you can find a way to still get your groceries, right? You can find a way from somebody else, from someone else who shows up for you in that way. And maybe if you look right now, if you're like me and you're one of those people that maybe it was like, it never even occurred to me, because I had always felt a little jealous of, you know, whatever. And then finally it hit me. I'm like, I've always had the kind of father-daughter relationship I wanted forever, just with my grandpa. So if you have been searching for your groceries but at a shoe store, because I can tell you, when I started to take the pressure off and was like, okay, this is more like getting shoes, and that's all right, right? You do that occasionally, not all the time. and it's great. Getting shoes can be great, and it changed the relationship. We're more like distant friends. And that's okay, but what I wanted was more. I wanted so much more. And so, like, especially if you have a parent that maybe is unhealthy or that you can't be around, it's okay to find that relationship in another place, to find those feelings of consistency, to find that from someone else. I know somebody who lost their mom, and he's had these amazing, wonderful women, powerhouse women, who came in and stepped in certain times in his life and just made a huge difference. And it's like, it's also like, it's that maternal energy, right? It was there for him at the time. So see, I just thought I'd do this video because sometimes it takes a little bit of an outside perspective, but when you get it, you're like, oh my gosh, I have been always able to get my groceries, just not where I thought I was gonna get them. And that's okay, and I can get my shoes here, and that'll work, right? Obviously, you guys, if you have amazing parents and you're super stoked about both parents and you have this wonderful relationship, awesome. Treasure that, enjoy it, right? I just know I was really pulled today because I know that Father's Day for a lot of us is wonderful, right? We're celebrating the men in our lives and the men who've been there for us. And sometimes you don't have that, or sometimes it's been damaged. Sometimes it's hard. And if that's the case, there still might be another way to get your groceries, to get those needs met from somebody else. Just kind of look and feel and see, is there somebody that just shows up in your life like that for you consistently? Because for me, it was like it healed this big, like, childhood wound when I realized that I had always had somebody like that. All I had to do was turn to them. So, wow, I hope that goes across. That one's a little bit vulnerable for me, but yeah. All right, guys, in case nobody has told you yet today, you are lovable as fuck just the way you are. And if you guys are like, ooh, I want to work with Sherry, I am looking for 5 badass women who are ready for their next level. They want to do one-to-one group coaching, in a group setting. They want to get personalized attention for their business, for their lives, wherever it is, the next level. If you're looking for more confidence, I've helped people raise their prices. I've helped people feel better about who they are and step into their superpower, into their callings. I have helped people to be able to quit their jobs and start their businesses that they've always dreamed about. I've helped people double their income, and I've helped people make more money in less time, be able to create systems very specifically for them. If any of that sounds like you, and you're like, ooh, I want that, right? In July, we're going to be starting the Next Level Circle, only 5 women. If you guys, that's for you, message me, and I will get you the link to schedule with me. It's a free call, 45 minutes. I see where you're at, where you want to go, and if I can help you. Literally, that's it. No pressure, no nothing. And we literally go through strategy on the call. So even just the call can be useful. So if that's for you, message me. And if not, I will see you guys tomorrow. Well, either way, I'll see you guys tomorrow.